Hey guys, so I am going to make this video while I'm doing dishes, and Beta is still asleep. So I made a video for you guys last week, and I ended up not uploading it because things had happened and there was no point, it was irrelevant. So let's start off with I got blood work done and I am not pregnant. Let's get that out there. Why my tests were positive, it might have been a chemical, but my beta was less than 2, so I was not pregnant. Sorry, this nose ring is like really bothering me. Okay, so I did a Ubiome Smart Jane at home test kit, okay? And that's what this video is going to be about. So basically what it is it's an at-home in-between pap smear swab is basically what it's marketed towards. And they like send you this little kit, and it has sterile water in it, a test tube in it, a backup test tube, 2 sterile swabs, and instructions. You register the kit online, you take the swab out, you dip it in the water, you squat, you stick the Q-tip up, it's like this long, as far up as you can, and you swab for a minute, take it out, put it in the test tube, stir for a minute, take it out, discard the swab, secure the tube, shake it for a minute. Everything was timed exactly to the minute. My hands are washed. I never let the swab touch anything. I took it out and directly did what I was supposed to do. It was a very, very sterile situation. Okay, so I went ahead and did this just because I like participating in clinical studies and trial things, and I just like kind of doing that kind of thing. A while back I did the 23andMe depression study, and I just thought that this would be kind of fun to do. So I had a pap smear April of 2017 when I was a month pregnant, and it came back completely normal. I got my results back Friday, so today is Friday. So I got my results back a week ago, and it took about 10 days for me to get my results back. And when I got it back, the report is very, very, very difficult to read. At the very top, it kind of tells you like a breakdown of like, this is what it is, but if you read it, it's like 10 pages long, and it's just so complicated. So basically it said that I was positive for one HPV strain, strain 56. It said I was negative for all of their strains. If you scroll down, it had, went into more detail about it, saying like, I don't know, like there was a whole bunch of flags, like it was like positive for HPV, positive, 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 and then next to it, I think it was trying to say associated possible conditions, cervical cancer, bacterial vaginosis, cervicitis, like all of these things, and I'm like, shit, do I have all of these things? Do I have multiple strains? Like, it was so hard to read. I did not eat for 3 days, okay? I tried calling the number one, don't release a fucking report that says you're positive for something, and then say, contact us if you have any questions about your results, an hour before you guys close down your thing for the weekend. So the entire weekend I didn't eat. I was sick to my stomach. I thought I had cervical cancer and I was gonna die. I was freaking the fuck out. I got into an argument with my husband because I've been married for 4 years. How the hell did I get HPV? More about that in a second. So I spent the whole weekend researching about HPV. You know, 80% of people before they're 80 will contract HPV in their lifetime. 90% of people before the age of 30 end up passing, or I don't know, getting rid of essentially the virus in 2 years. Your body produces skin cells, and they're constantly shedding them, and basically within 2 years your body sheds those skin cells, and most of the time you never have an issue with it again. Most people who get them are very, very low strains. I'm talking fast because she might wake up in any second. So essentially, like, I learned everything that I could. I also learned that HPV can stay dormant for up to 30 years. So you could have contracted HPV with the very first person that you had sex with at 16 and not figure it out until you've been 20 years married. So, you know, it's just absolutely crazy how common it is, how hard it is to detect, and that, you know, there's 20 strains that can lead to cancer. And if it goes undetected, that, you know, you could have cervical cancer and it could change your life. So after researching all of this, I scheduled an appointment for that Monday morning, to go in and go over all my results. So that Monday morning, I go in, I talk to my OB, I give her my results. She explains to me that strain 56 is very, very rare, and that as long as you have your pap smears normal every 3 years, because cervical cancer is so slow, the chances of you actually having full-blown cancer within the next 3 years that you have one is very, very slim. And that 70% of the cases that cause cervical cancer are strain 16 and 18. And that basically, like, since I just had a normal pap smear, the chances of it causing any abnormal cells even to that point is very, very rare. So I'm like freaking the fuck out. Basically, they do an actual pap smear for me. They test for HPV. I have to sign a paper because they do not test for HPV until you're 30, because most of the time it's unnecessary worry because you'll get rid of the virus. So granted, the time that I took my swab at home and the time that I got the pap smear was a week apart. 2 weeks apart, 14 days. So they do a swab. They swab for abnormal cells. They swab for STDs, STIs, and HPV. So I sat there and I got swabbed. I got my results back Wednesday. They called me Wednesday and said, I don't know how this happened, but you are 100% normal. No abnormal cells. No, they even told me I had bacterial vaginosis. No abnormal cells, no infection, and I was HPV negative. Okay, I broke down on my knees and started crying. It scared the shit out of me to think that I did. I contacted Ubiome and let them know what had happened. They accused my doctor's office of somehow falsifying the results, was the email that I received. Was that they had to have made a mistake, because there's no way that I could have made a mistake doing my own Q-tip, or that it could have taken too long to get to the possibilities that could have happened for their sample to process. There's no way they were wrong. So my doctor's office had to be wrong, is what they had told me. I just want to let you guys know that I think this test is bullshit. I also did the smart gut sample, which is basically like a poop sample essentially. I did that and it came back saying that I had HPV in my stool sample. Also said that I had what is that called? Irritable bowel disease. I could have Crohn's disease. Like, they basically listed that I could have so many things wrong with me on the smart gut test. So don't you worry, guys. I will follow up about that too, okay? I will follow up about that. But I just wanted to share this like kind of review for anybody that has tried it or is considering doing the Ubiome testing. Maybe something happened, you know? And they even told me, like, well, maybe you cleared the virus in 2 weeks. Like, okay. But for me personally, it is not worth the emotional stress. If you think there's something wrong with you, just go and get a pap smear done. Just go and get a regular pap smear and have a doctor actually read the results to you and tell you if something is wrong with you. Because this is just, I mean, it's just fucking ridiculous. Like, I was so scared that, like, I had given it to Veda, that, like, my husband was gonna get, like, you know, like, different kinds of cancers. Like, I was freaking out over these results. Like, you don't even understand. Like, I was crying constantly. I was planning my death. I had just lost my aunt last year to cervical cancer. So, like, a year and, like, 2 months ago. So, it's fairly recent. And, like, she had it for years and fought for years, and to think about, you know, what she had went through, and then to think that I could possibly have it, and it was my aunt she wasn't blood related, so it wasn't like hereditary type of thing, but just to see her go through it, and then to think that I could be going through it, and I just, like, prayed so hard that I wouldn't have it, because I wanted to be there for Veda, and I didn't want something bad to happen to me. And I am just beyond blessed that I don't have anything, and that all of my results came back negative. And I trust my doctor's results way more than I do shoving a Q-tip up my vagina and sending it off in the lab. It took a week for them to get the results. I mean, so many things could have went wrong from point A to point B. I'm just gonna trust my doctor's office. I just wanted to share that experience with you guys, just to let you know about the company and what happened in my experience, because it just caused me a lot of emotional stress. And if I could have not done that test, I would have been more thankful. Granted, I can see the good in the test. You know, if you're testing it and, like, it was positive and, like, I came back that, like, yeah, you do have HPV, but we had abnormal cells. They're not cancerous, but it's a good thing we caught it. We're gonna remove them. I can see how that test could be relevant, but they say that the results are 99% accurate, and I'm very, very concerned about that because mine were not 99% accurate at all. So I just want to share that with you guys. So let's get past all of that Ubiome crap, and I'll do a really quick update about Veda. She's doing great. She'll be 4 months tomorrow. She is 16 pounds and 26 inches long. I have a new subscriber. Hi Des, nice to meet you. Just got a little notification about that, so thanks for subscribing. Anyway, so as I said, I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys about that. Veda's doing great though. I'm doing great. You know, everything is so much better. I feel so blessed for my pap results coming back normal. But one thing that I want to say is HPV is real. The chances that you get it are really high. It is actually more unlikely that you won't get it sometime in your life. So just be safe. Use protection when you can, and protection doesn't actually always prevent you from getting it. So just, you know, use protection, limit the number of people that you sleep with, just keep yourself safe, because all I could think about was like was I too reckless? Like, what could I have been more careful to prevent this? Like, you don't want to have HPV and something come back to bite you when you're, you know, 25, 30 years old, you have a family, and all of a sudden you have HPV because of something you did in your past. Just be safe, be careful out there, guys. That's really my advice to you. Veda's has her appointment and her shots tomorrow, so I will update you guys next week on how everything goes there, and hopefully we'll be able to start a little bit of solids. You're trying to introduce something in there, get some fiber going, because she's still super constipated. Obviously formula will still be her primary source of nutrition, but she's not taking the prune juice anymore or apple juice. She hates it now. I don't know why. So she's getting really constipated again. Probiotic kind of stopped working, even though I'm continuing to give it to her. So hopefully we're able to introduce a little bit of fiber into her diet. 4 months or so. She meets all the requirements. Her tongue thrust is gone. She sits up, all that other good stuff. She rolls from front to back, guys. She sits on her back and pushes her legs, and she scoots up. Like, she scoots up on her back. She like arches her back and scoots up. She gets on her knees, and she's able to lift her stomach up on her tummy, but not for very long, but her knees are great. She's able to get up on her knees and get her butt in the air. She's just developing fantastic. And we got her first laugh on video not too long ago. So she's just developing amazingly, and I'm just so blessed to have her, because I thought that I had cervical cancer, and I was going to be aggressive. I was going to tell him to just hysterectomy. I was just going to get it done and over with, because I didn't want to, you know, mess with it. But the thoughts that went through my head have been terrifying, to say the least, and I don't want anybody to go through that. So if you're concerned, go to your doctor. If, you know, just be careful. That's really all I have to say, but I think she's already waking up, so her 10-minute nap is over. So I will talk to you guys next week after her appointment, and thank you for hanging in there with me, and hopefully everything's good, and hopefully we can have another little one on the way. We're definitely, you know, trying. We're not preventing in any way, so hopefully we'll be able to have another little blessing, but I am just so thankful for the one I have. So thank you guys, and I'll see you next week. Bye.